Welcome back, everybody. Today we have a hearing protection review for you on deck. These are active hearing protection from the folks over at Axil. I've had these in for probably over a year now. You guys have seen them in several videos. I've replaced the batteries several times, so we have a lot of hours with these things stuck on my head, and I have a pretty good impression of what they can and cannot do and their feature set. So with that, let's get up close and personal and take a look here at this set of hearing protection. Before we continue on, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is NAGR, the National Association for Gun Rights. Right now, they're giving away this very armored scout vehicle that I'm sitting in. Obviously, it's very cool. Obviously, they're out there doing the good work every day to preserve our Second Amendment rights and get back the rights that we've lost over the years as well. If you want to sign up for the giveaway and support NAGR, there's a link down below in the video description. Again, thanks to them for sponsoring the video. Let's get on with it. As you can see here, the muffs have the ability to fold up nice and compact. It does have an auxiliary input as well, so that way if you don't want to use the Bluetooth, that we'll talk about here in just a second, and you want to just run a line in for audio, you can do so. Once we expand them out, you'll see that there's two different feature sets on each set of the muffs. So over here is kind of where we have all of our controls, and then over here is where we have our battery compartment as well as microphones. So if you pop that open, I have two AAA batteries in there that power the unit, and then you just close it down. And on this side is kind of where all the magic happens. So the on button is going to be right here, this switch. I don't know if my microphone will pick it up, but it has a nice tactile audible click to it, the same when you're turning it off. So the actual amplification that these muffs have is way more than most. I have a ton of electronic hearing protection out there. These things can get really, really loud, which can be a benefit, I suppose, if you're out listening for game or something like that on a stock, but it amplifies up to 40 dB, which is 8 times what you naturally hear. So it's pretty impressive in that regard. Now over here, we have this button, which is our Bluetooth connector, and when you press it, the Bluetooth light will come on. As you see, it will connect, and then at that point, once it connects to your device, this knob right here, the smaller wheel, that controls the volume of what you're connected to on Bluetooth. So again, it can get really loud, which is nice, but it's a separate control. So this is what you're hearing from around you. That cuts off at 85 dB, so that way if you have gunshots or any loud noises, it will cut that off in 0.02 seconds, so really fast in that regard. But again, separate control for Bluetooth, which I really like. I film a lot of videos where I'm wearing these and I'm always listening to the radio, but you know, you guys can never hear it, which is nice. So it gives me something to listen to while I'm out there on the range for 8 hours, and you guys don't have to hear the audio that I'm listening to because you might not like the music or whatever the case may be. But to turn it off, again, you just click down, and we have our microphones here on both sides that face forward. You do have directional hearing, you know, awareness when you're wearing these. That said, for me, the front to back isn't as good as some like really high-end ones like OpsCore or something like that, but your left to right, you definitely know where sound is coming from, which is good in a tactical situation for sure. You have some front to back, but again, it's better than some, worse than others, which is kind of what you'd expect at this price point, in my opinion, which we'll talk about here in just a second. Our pad here is nice and soft. Again, I'm not sure what the material is, but I've had these in for a while. No cracking, nothing like that. And it's held together. The outer layer here is a neoprene-like fabric. And of course, you can see the wires run under there. So really not a lot to get snagged on, which is nice. Has a lot of adjustability. So if you have a huge head, they will still fit there on you. And if you have a small head, you can get them down nice and tight as well. The ear pads that come with it are removable if you guys want to clean them for whatever reason. Again, I've had these for a while. I've not had a reason to do so, but if you want to, you can. And then you guys can take a look there at the level of padding. Obviously, they're not gel, but there's a good bit of give to them, more than most of the competitive offerings for sort of like slim hearing protection out there. And the benefit of that is if you're wearing eye protection, there's a little bit of give there. And if you're using a rifle stock, that might be kind of like up against it. Even under recoil, there's plenty of movement in there. I've never had these get bumped off by a rifle or anything like that and lose my seal. And I think that's due to a little bit thicker pads that these have. Now that we've gone over the details up close and personal, what do I think of them overall? Well, I mentioned price earlier in the video, and I think that kind of is an important thing if you're looking at these, because compared to like the Peltor Range Guard or like the Walker Razors, even the Walker Razors with Bluetooth, these are more expensive, right? But if you look at some of the higher end options like OpsCore, contacts, etc., these of course are going to be less than those. And I really think they fit right in that middle ground. So right now the price point on these is $159 for the pair. They offer a number of different options, but if you want the Bluetooth option that we have here with this configuration, it's $159. And again, you know, contacts are $300 and up. The OpsCores are like $800. The Walker's Razors are like $40. The Walker's Razors with Bluetooth are like $80. And in terms of decibel reduction and things like that, these are just better. So these have a 27 decibel reduction, whereas most of the cheaper versions are 21 to 23, so you do get better hearing protection from that. Additionally, the amplification is much better as well. Like we talked about, it's just stronger, it's cleaner, and the Bluetooth connectivity is awesome on these. They call it Bluetooth 5.0. I believe that's an industry standard. I'm not sure on that. Don't quote me on that, but I can tell you, I can walk away like 100 feet from these with my iPhone and still get, you know, clear signal, which is impressive. You can't get that on a lot of the lower priced earmuffs out there. So I think for the price point, it's a good option. But again, there are higher end ones that are going to perform a little bit better in certain ways, and lower end ones that definitely are going to be less, especially in terms of sound quality on those lower ones. These ones just sound better for sure. And again, they're louder, which allows you to get better situational awareness of what is around you. So with that, I suppose that's all I have for you on this one. If you guys like this type of review, definitely hit the subscribe button, because we do a lot of hearing protection reviews here on the channel. If you aren't subscribed, or rather if you are subscribed and you've hit the notification bell and you're still not seeing 2 to 4 videos here a week on the channel, which is what we put out, then go ahead and sign up for my email that you see here on the link in your screen. That email only goes out once or twice a month. Reality, just once, sometimes twice, but almost never. And all it has in it is all the videos since the last email went out, so that way there's no algorithm censoring your eyes from my content. Additionally, when things like this go on sale or anything like that, we have a daily deals email that goes out pretty much every day. It has 6 or 7 of the best deals that I find around the internet on guns, gear, etc. And that goes out, as the name indicates, daily. And definitely a lot of folks like that. The sign-up rate's been really good. People have had really positive feedback for that email list, so that is an option as well. But with that, that's really all I have for you guys. Thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing everybody in the next video.